Hi, I'm Bruce von Stein, and I'm here with you today to do a little bit of cooking. I'm a proud supporter of the Enlighten Foundation and its mission, and I just think we all need a little break where we can do something fun in the kitchen, like make some brownies. With chocolate is a perfect way to treat yourself during these challenging times, and this is a healthier version of brownies that's made with olive oil and whole wheat flour. So let's get started. Let me first take you through the ingredients we've got for our healthier brownie recipe. First, we've got some semi-sweet or bittersweet chocolate chips. We've got some organic chocolate syrup, a little bit of espresso powder, some olive oil, some organic vanilla extract, some pasture-raised eggs, some organic sugar, a little bit of coarse kosher salt, whole wheat pastry flour, and some cocoa. And then we're going to top it off with a little bit more sugar and a little bit more kosher salt. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add these chocolate chips to a double boiler. If you don't have an official double boiler, you can just take a pot with a metal pan or a metal bowl and set it on top. Super easy. And these will melt very quickly. You want to stir them until they're just little teeny tiny bits. It doesn't have to be completely smooth. You just want to make, the reason you're using a double boiler is you don't want to burn the chocolate, and chocolate is really easy to burn on a stove. As you can see, the chips are pretty much gone. They're just a little couple teeny tiny lumps. So I'm going to turn off the stove and I'm going to start adding ingredients. The first thing I'm adding is the chocolate syrup. We've got lots of chocolate in this recipe, 3 different kinds. And we're going to add a little bit of instant espresso powder. Coffee does amazing things to the taste of chocolate. So if you're ever making like chocolate cake, it's always a good addition too. There's our olive oil. Just mix it in. We're going to add our vanilla and a couple eggs. And our sugar. Get those eggs, the yolks broken. Do a little bit of stirring. It's coming together. Now we're going to add the salt, the whole wheat pastry flour, and the cocoa. And there is your brownie batter. You want to stir it, but don't over stir it, just until the lumps are gone. And it's done. Let's get it in the pan. Okay, now that we've got our batter all ready, let's put it in the pan and get it baking. I'm using an 8x8 pan, and I always love using parchment paper. You can certainly butter your pan, but this makes not only getting the brownies out, but cleanup just super, super easy. A little bit more batter sticking in there. Now the batter is super fudgy. I mean, we've got 3 different kinds of chocolate in here, so it's just like so much chocolate. You just want to use the spatula, push it towards the corners. And then I love adding just a little bit of sugar to the top. Gives it a nice little crunch. And some little flakes of kosher salt. Totally optional, but it just adds a nice little kick. And we're ready to put it in the oven. We're gonna bake it at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. And we wanna wait until the brownies start to pull away from the pan and the center of the brownies isn't liquidy. It's gonna be solid and it'll start to puff up a little bit. You wanna make sure with brownies that you don't overbake them. You know, if they're a little bit rarer than you'd like them to be, put them in the fridge. They'll be much better than dry, stale brownies. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes and the brownies are looking good. I'm gonna take them out of the oven. Yum. Here we go. Let's let them cool for at least an hour. If you want to speed up the cooling time, you can always let them cool for about 10 or 15 minutes and then stick them in the fridge and get them extra cool. Okay, our brownies are all cool. Let's take them out. Look how this parchment paper makes it so very easy. Just put the parchment paper down a little bit. Get a nice knife. Cut through them. You can make these big or small, whatever your heart desires. Usually I make them about 1 inch by 2 inches, so it's more of a little treat, but if you're having it for dessert for Valentine's Day, you may want to make a extra big one and serve it with some vanilla ice cream. And you can plate them up, you can eat them right out of the pan, but this is what they look like. They have a nice little bit of sugar coating on it with a little bit of kosher salt, and they are extremely fudgy. Yum, yum.